What's up, guys? Your boy Vinny Francis. We back with another video. So today's topic is you need to change your environment immediately. You need to change your environment immediately. Now, before you say you can't change your environment right now, I understand it may be difficult depending on the certain circumstances that you're in, the people you live with, and you may live with your parents, you may be dependent on someone that is actually causing some of the afflictions or issues in your life. So I understand that. We're going to get there. But first, I'm going to talk to the people who can change their environment, who have the ability to change, to leave, to move out, whatever it is. I'm going to talk to them first, and then I'm going to give some practical tips and advice for people who are in a more difficult circumstance. So why am I talking to you about this today? All right, why changing your environment? You need to change your environment because once you get an identity shift of the person you want to become, once you have an identity shift and you recognize, I want to go there, but I'm here, but I know I'm the type of person that's there. Once you have that identity shift, your environment has not changed at all. You've changed up here mentally, but physically, your environment has not changed. The people that are around you, the things in your house, people you go to school with, places you go to the gym, the places you frequent have not changed. And a lot of times they represent your old identity. So it starts to create conflict because this new identity shift that you now have is in constant friction with the present reality of the old identity. So you feel frustration and you feel annoyance and you feel anger, sadness, some people depression. And it's so important to change that environment if you are able to physically as quick as possible, so that you can be free of being reminded of a past self or version of yourself that no longer serves you, that you've outgrown. When you change your identity, you change your environment as well. Your new environment will reflect your new identity and reinforce the characteristics and traits of this new person. This person who's pioneering, this person who's courageous, this person who's bold, who's stepping into their calling, who is living a life that's trying to please God, trying to live righteously. Your environment must change. And if you continue to be around people and circumstances that have not recognized this change, nor do they want to change, they will drag you right back into being who you don't want to be anymore. They'll drag you right back to it. They'll say things like, oh, you think you're better than everybody now, or, oh, you just think you changed. Look at you with your little new going to the gym and going to church now and praying and all that to God, and oh, look at you, and you're doing too much. It don't take all that. It's not that deep. And once you start hearing them type of people, you know you got to cut them off, bro. I'm just going to be straight up with you. If they're not willing to rock with you, support you, and bless you, you got to cut them off. You got to get around some new friends, new circle of people that have an elevated level of thinking, that are the type of people that are where you want to be, or they're working towards it as well. You got to leave all that dead weight. Crabs in a bucket, as they say. So cut that off. Now, specifically, one example I can give how this can make this practical and real to you is if you decide that you want to lose weight, you want to get in shape, but yet your kitchen and your refrigerator reflects that of somebody who is overeating and gluttonous, that needs to change. You got Doritos in the pantry, you got leftover pizza in the fridge, Oreos, juice, like Capri Suns, all this crazy stuff in the fridge, but yet you say you're in shape. That doesn't, you get what I'm saying? Your environment is not matching this new identity. So when you say you want to get into the best shape of your life, your refrigerator and your kitchen looks like whole foods, fruits, vegetables, lean meats, water, protein, and things like that, because it's reinforcing who you say you are. All right, now moving on to the people who may be in a bit of a different circumstance. It's more difficult. You may live with your parents. You may live with somebody, or you maybe you're just like in high school or something right now. You have to go to these places because this is your environment right now. It's not much you can do until you maybe move out or get older. So for someone who is in a situation like that, or someone who's just in a very difficult spot where you got some ties or connections which is not allowing you to just leave just yet, you got to really tap in with God. You have to be very, very strong. And you honestly have to ask God to help you in this type of situation, because you can't just up and leave on your own. Sometimes you can ask God to remove those people or their circumstances out of your life. Or another prayer that you can ask, you can say, Lord, if you don't change my circumstance, or you don't change them, or if you don't move them, change me. Change me, Lord. Show me, like mold me into who you want me to be, because God is not going to put more on you than you can bear. So if you're in a situation and you're feeling that pressure, but you really can't move like that yet, that's where you ask God to change you in the situation. That's where you call on God and ask him to help you realize the value and the good in this situation, because we believe that all things are working together for our good for those that love God and are called according to his purpose. So when you love God and you're called according to his purpose, he will work things out irregardless of whoever's trying to take you down, whoever's trying to curse you. No man can bless what God is. No man can curse. Excuse me. No man can curse what God has blessed. You get what I'm saying? And I want you guys to be so tapped in with God during this time, because you need him always, but you really need him to help you through the circumstance so you don't slip back into being someone you don't want to be, or regress. And the last tip of advice I would be is that if you can't leave physically that situation yet, you've gotta mentally leave that situation. You have to start to visualize a better life. You have to start to sit and just kind of meditate and pray about a better life. Pray about better circumstances, and begin to visualize better for yourself. Begin to visualize, man, what if I can actually get to this place? What if I can become this person? Begin to visualize that, right? And like I said, you got to stay locked in with God, because it's just a matter of time before you can get out of it. But I understand it's difficult for some people to just leave, but I want you guys to just understand that if you don't change your environment, or you don't fight against the current environment, you will fall back into old patterns, and you will fall back into just the status quo. And if that's not the type of life you want to live, you must fight against it vigorously, aggressively, in your mind. Read books, watch podcasts, go to the gym. Try to avoid that environment as much as you can until you can actually get out of it. Or if you have the ability to leave. Create a new environment for yourself, one that reflects your new identity, the person that you know God has called you to be, right? So that's all I got for today. Thank you guys for watching. I hope these videos inspire, motivate, and encourage you. And as I say these things to you, it's tenfold back to me. You get what I'm saying? So, as I'm leveling up in life, as I'm reading, as I'm expanding my mind, my prayer, my hope is just to do the same thing for somebody out there watching. That one of these videos one day would just make an impact on somebody, some kid, some guy, some lady, I don't know, man. But just make an impact, just to show you that like life is worth living, and like just really trying to live for God. You won't be perfect, but trying to live for God, trying to live righteously, and just never giving up, and understanding that there is better, and that you can work towards it, and you can earn it, and you can change your life. So that's all I got for today. Make sure I share this video, like, comment, subscribe. I'll see y'all in the next one.